All right, group stalking with the third party that called the office. Immediately following my capturing what is federal stalking on that communication device, which the people of the state are using to stalk with audible activity. They're monitoring with the people, and that's why they're flying over. This is very sad. And this is America's version of terrorism. Everybody at Alvarado Gardens is going to federal prison, but understand this whole population is engaged in state terrorism. The people of the state are calling my office, which is workplace terrorism and group stalking. They call with regard to the use of the phone. That's exactly what I just took a picture of. And the third party whose phone number that is, they're going to federal prison. It very well may be one of these demons stalking in a helicopter, though. Like I said, they're sitting around in fire trucks, and Luis Ramos is going to federal prison. David Dupree is going to federal prison. Tiffany Cherez and Juan Almanza are going to federal prison. And these minor children that are group stalking in concert with them are going to be taken from their custody. The entity is flying over, pacing in helicopter, and this is my presence at the same environment. It's 4:21 p.m. I was standing here at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's the P.O.C. I'm at the Ovid Family Community Library right now, and you will see the documentation of what is the sunset as I stay at that same address, which is 215 East C Street in Ontario, California. And what I just documented right now is federal stalking with simultaneity to my operation of the communication device. This third party who is, let's go back and let's get it because they are going to federal prison. Jesus Romero, he's going to federal prison. He's calling in conformity to the pattern of conduct. As I document him via image, the entity engages in the pattern, within the pattern, stalking in relevant position, representing the state while you're engaging in the elements of monitoring, and then that state engages in what is terrorizing, flying all around and flying over my head. Oh yeah, he's going to federal prison. So let's listen to his voice.
To hear new messages, press 1. To hear message number 1.
Hi, Erica. This is Lucy from 1800-1.
She's going to federal prison. You already know that.
What's going to be my total for this month's rent, including the late fees from last month and the late fees from this month? So if you could just give me a call back to area code 323-336-4600 and let me know the amount. I can go ahead and get that done, get the cashier's check done tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye.
To play the last message again.
Okay, that's Lucy Santos, who's engaging in the pattern of conduct. She lives at the crime scene. She's group stalking with David Dupree. She's group stalking with Juan Almanza, Tiffany Cherez, who are also using her minor children for what is ongoing pacing, while LAPD is monitoring through that ongoing maintenance of activity under a light source that's remaining over the property. Lucy Santos is calling from that phone number on a communication device. I'm referencing what is, first of all, Title 18. This is federal stalking. With regard to my use of the communication device was simultaneity to my saving a document onto the desktop, my operation of the internet of the computer. With simultaneity, the entity provides activity, and I'm showing you the specific environment where it's occurring pursuant to that ongoing pattern, which is demonic. It's monitoring. Every move you make, everything you're doing on a communication device is immediately followed or occurring with simultaneity to your physical movement and or operation of a communication device in the specific environment, P.O.C. In that specific environment, the state is stalking in helicopters and fire trucks, and police vehicles and ambulances. And Lucy Santos is the third party admitting her criminal engagement by giving me her name. We already know that, though. Lucy Santos is engaged in living at a crime scene with minor children. She is going to federal prison, and her teenage sons are also going to be documented as group stalkers, which is an exceedingly violent criminal offense committed by a government, documented terrorism, and a sex offense, which her adult son Nathan is going to federal prison for, and her teenage son. He's going to be prosecuted as a group stalker, exhibiting what is an ongoing documented pattern. This is specific knowledge with the intent to engage in what are the criminal elements of monitoring, which is also speaking to what is his condition, and that is demon possession, which is not limited to the age of majority, but acting in conformity to the P.O.C. in concert with that same entity that just flew over my head. And that is, again, the blatant evidence of what is admission to the state system. Exactly what it is that I'm contending is exactly what they're engaging in, with real-time knowledge to the fact that it's being documented. That simultaneity of conduct, as I capture that image of what is activity creation calling the phone, with simultaneity to my use of the computer, and I step outside and capture the light source, immediately LAPD is communicating a threat, and everybody at this property is going to federal prison because they're all acting in that. You're looking at David Dupree walking in this direction. You're looking at Tiffany Cherez's children on a little hoverboard on the sidewalk. They're skating in the opposite direction, running back and forth. You're looking at demonic pacing in the engineer light. The light source is over me. I stood at the same exact location. I walked onto the property, by the way, where you're looking at the light source over my head, approaching as I walk onto the property to my apartment building at 9:37. The light source is still here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, where the state is stalking in helicopters with knowledge that they are being prosecuted. And it doesn't get any more vivid than that. This whole property is going to be raided, and they're going to all the adults are going to federal prison. There are teenagers that will be prosecuted as group stalking, and this is terrorism. They're going to be prosecuted. That's sitting on their permanent record. That's going to follow them as adults, and they will be listed as sex offenders. That's exactly what's going to happen, because that's what they're doing. Remember, it's demonic activity. It does not limit to the age of majority to be demon possessed. In addition to that, the criminal system itself is only requiring presence and activity creation, which demons that are monitoring, you're just using a minor child to monitor someone, but that's a very serious government offense of a criminal nature, and that's what the people are doing. That's what you're going to prosecute. And they're doing it. This is LAPD acting with minor children. You're looking at the poison that they are to the public. You're looking at the liability that they are, the wound that they are, the threat, the terrorists that they are. They are indeed, again, a terrorist organization. That's not that's not an actual law enforcement agency. And LAPD has been concealing this truth about its identity and about its criminal enterprise that it is simultaneously trying to conceal with reports about what it's doing in the public, how many arrests it's made, and how much money they're making. They're terrorizing and group stalking in the state of California. And that's what LAPD is showing. And you're looking at how they do it, again, upon exposing this secret system, outright lawlessness and outright terrorism. That's no longer trying to be subtle. This is informing the public, and it's informing the federal government. Okay, and so you're understanding what is outright removal of the chief of police. You're talking about outright removal of that entire police department. And you see what is the same exact identical pattern demonstrated by the Glendale Police Department. It is not just LAPD. It is not just the Ontario Police Department. It is the entire state. You have the inability to engage in what is a very specific pattern. You have the inability to have what is a pattern of an unnatural environment following me. The inability to have a pattern of what is engineered light swiping across buildings, and then the pattern within the pattern exhibited by the state. They come around and they communicate a threat by group stalking you for you to witness it as you document. That's exactly what the Glendale Police Department is, in conformity to the state's pattern of conduct. This is statewide. And you're talking about what is the grounds of being removed from existence as an entire police department. If they think that they're needed in the state, they're not. We don't need terrorists here. Terrorists are not welcome. There will be no negotiation with terrorists. Terrorists, with regard to what is group stalking, those over and under the age of majority. And you will be treated just like that. When you are raided, okay, by the federal government, and you're put in handcuffs and put in federal prison, you're going to be treated like the terrorists, the un-American criminals that you are, the threat that you are to the public. That's exactly how you're going to be treated, because that's what they are. Okay, and so they're going to be removed from the ability to access helicopters and access weapons and access a job such in law enforcement. As you see that lawlessness exhibited flying directly over my head, reasonably construed as a threat to my life, with the like you're going to drop bombs on me, shoot at me directly because I'm documenting your criminal conduct in conformity to a long documented pattern. And Lucy Santos is engaging in what is terrorism. That ongoing pattern of everything, noise occurring, every move that I make, everything that I'm doing, that's terrorism. The specific environment is terrorism. The concerted criminal conduct in concert with the corrupt law enforcement agencies is terrorism. The engagement in what is the pattern of stalking on an ongoing basis as you document that system is terrorism. It's terrorism. So I just want to document that. You have what is, again, the LAPD is waiting to be raided. And that's a matter of justice. They're waiting for their day, and it's not going to be private news at all. It's 4:29 p.m. This is P.O.C.